Hello, how are you doing today? It's your dividend friend. Today we're going to talk about DTI. Have you ever heard those kind of acronyms thrown around and always wonder, what exactly is that? Well, today, you guys, you're not only going to know, but you're going to understand when you go and talk to a lender, you're going to know exactly what he's looking for. But I need you to give me one moment. I'll be right back.
But you know I'm a stranger, a willing aid.
Hello, it's your dividend friend. I want to just say thank you for coming to my channel. But before I get started, can I ask you a favor? Can you please like, subscribe, and share? That just helps YouTube understand that this is great content. We want to push it out so we can get this message out to the masses. Okay, I told you that we're going to talk about DTI. You guys, I didn't realize how important that really was until I got older and I started looking for a home and trying to purchase my first home. And the lender said, "What is your DTI?" I'm like, huh? What is that? It is actually your debt to income ratio. And I'll tell you really quickly and easily how they figure that. They're going to take your total expenses per month and divide it by your gross income. Now, when I say gross, I mean that if you bring home 1,500, but let's say you make 2,000, you gross 2,000, that's all before taxes. They're going to look at those numbers. They're going to take the top divided by the bottom. They're going to get your percentage. Usually it's calculated either annually or it's looked at over a daily ratio. So you're going to know. Another way to find this out, let's say your gross is $1,000, right? Your expenses are $480. Well, guess what? Your debt to income ratio is going to be 48%. Hope you got that. Just do your multiplication. You'll come to that 48 percentage. So what it is that the banker is looking at you to see, or the credit lender, whoever you're going to go to for some credit being extended to you, they're going to look at your risk factors. They're like, should I trust this person? Should I not trust this person? But they've also put in some what they call boundaries and some lines and just some things they want you to kind of abide by. For me, for an example, when I went to purchase my first home, oh, it's been 1990 something, right? It's been a long time ago. The lender said, okay, we're going to look at your credit worthiness. And he asked that question, what is your DTI? Of course, I had to get educated on it. And he said, we're going to go for FHA financing. Now, you guys, there's three, when you're going to get a home, there's typically three lenders you're going to look at. Either you're going to go FHA, or you're going to go conventional, or you're going to go VA. Of course, VA is Veterans Administration. They have different guidelines. Okay, I'm going to go FHA, Federal Housing Administration. That was my first purchase of a home. They're not as stringent as a conventional loan. They're usually requiring a 3% down payment. And they want to see your debt to income ratio, get this, between 37 to 43%. You guys, that's pretty good. That's really fair there. They're going to do the same calculations. Your income, your expenses per month divided by your gross income. That's how they come to those numbers. So remember with FHA, they're going to look at that income ratio between 37 to 43%. Now let's kick it up a notch. Conventional. Second home of course, I went conventional. Typically with that, same guidelines are going to look at your risk factors and things like that. But typically those that go for conventional loans or things like that, they are going to have least scores up in the sevens, high sevens, usually typically 7 plus, 700, for the credit score. They're going to put down typically 5%. Most put down more than that, but that's the baseline is 5%. Now their debt to income ratio is going to be 28 to 36%. Notice how they're going to pull back a little bit more. They're looking at, I'm going to give you more money, but I'm not going to let you be overly risky to me. So they're going to ask you to stay between 28 to 36%. Okay. And they also have guidelines on their lending, how much they're going to lend you as well. Well, let's go over to the VA, the veterans. You guys, I'm a veteran. My son served in Operation Enduring Freedom. My dad served in Vietnam. So I have a heart for veterans. So you know what, you guys, for all those watching me, thank you for your service. We so much appreciate it. But for veterans, guess what? Their DTI can't be anything over 41%, which is good. It's pretty fair. So think about it. When you go to the bank, he's going to ask you, what's your DTI? I want you to be able to, before you go in there, add up all your expenses. Look at your expenses. Look at your gross. When you do that division, remember, expenses divided by your gross, it's going to give you a percentage. You can tell them, hey, this is what I have. But also you're going to know, don't want to go conventional, don't want to go FHA route, or don't want to go veterans route. You guys, that way you're going to know before you go in that door. So I know sometimes it seems that all these acronyms are just so much, is so much. It's okay. You understand now when they say things like a DTI, when you go in there, you're going to know exactly what they're looking for. So I would say, do your due diligence. Look around, look and see, hey, my credit score is here. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But where do I need to be before I go and apply for a loan, any type of loan? In this case, we're talking about mortgages. But when you do apply for that mortgage, like I told you, I'm your dividend friend. I can teach you how to pay that mortgage off 5 to 8 years in most cases. Some are less than that. I'm going to teach you a debt strategy. You guys already know it. We're going to move that money and make it work for you. We're going to leverage it. That way, you're not going to take out a 30-year mortgage and spend your whole life trying to pay off a mortgage in 30 years, or jumping out of that mortgage within 7 years and going to acquire a brand new mortgage full of debt. So I'm your dividend friend. Remember, I'm here until you win. I need you to share. I need you to like. I need you to let people know, look, this woman's telling us how we can get out of debt. I can't get it out to the masses, but you and YouTube can do that. So, as I told you, when you start thinking about purchasing a home, I want you to go in there knowing DTI means debt to income ratio. I want you to know how you can get to those numbers that they're looking for, and you'll know your percentages. That way, you know which route you're going to go. And also, when you do decide you're going to go ahead and get that mortgage, remember, you may take out a 30-year mortgage, but with the help of Dividend Friend, you will not be stuck in the 30-year mortgage. Remember, guys, I'm easy to find. Look me up. I'm on YouTube. Check out my links. I do one-on-one consultations. Love look at your numbers. I love to help you. Until the next time, until the next video, I'm a dividend friend. I'm here until you win. Bye-bye.